question I'm going to answer is one that I get often, and that is, how can I improve my rotator cuff pain or rotator cuff tear? It's a great question, and it's something that I feel really strong about, and giving you 3 things that you can do that can avoid surgeries, cortisone shots, and take the pain out of your rotator cuff. What happens is we usually irritate that rotator cuff from years of throwing baseballs or footballs as a young kid, and then the how much you bench mentality, throwing heavy weights around too quickly. So if you're lifting heavy weights quickly and your shoulder is aching and hurting at night or after you work out, more than likely you've damaged that rotator cuff. So here's the 3 moves that I want you to implement immediately that will make a big difference in repairing and taking the pain away. So the first one is a deep tissue massage with a lacrosse ball. Lacrosse ball is very, very firm. If you don't have one, you can utilize something like a tennis ball or something like that to get started, but eventually get a lacrosse ball because it's ideal, it's the right texture, and what you want to do is you want to put a crosshair right on the side of your shoulder, and you want to lean into that against the wall with the lacrosse ball between your shoulder and the wall, and you want to lean into it pretty good. You want to put a good amount of weight into it, and you want to go up that cross, go back to the middle, and then you want to go to the front of your shoulder. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to find spots that hurt. When you find something that hurts, you want to stay on that spot. That's a scar tissue, adhesion, or trigger point. That's a trouble spot. It's beat up, it's really hard, and you need to knead it out for about 7 to 10 seconds. Once you get that lacrosse ball on there, take as much pain as you can and knead it out for about 10 seconds. At the end of that 10 seconds, I want you to contract your bicep and bring your lower arm up and then down. So you're going to move that muscle, ligament, or tendon on that lacrosse ball. So it's a double technique to try to start to knock some of that hardness out of that. And over time, what you'll find is that it will get less painful and eventually even make it go away. So once you do that technique for 10 seconds, get off of that spot that hurts, go find see if you can find some other spots, and do the same thing. Spend a couple minutes on each shoulder, get on each hot spot that hurts twice for about 10 seconds. Even if you don't have spots that hurt and you don't have any trouble spots deep down, it's a great thing to do pre-workout for upper body workouts to get blood in that ball and socket joint and really lubricate that joint, that bursa sac, and your workout will go better because you have a better, safer range of motion when you do that technique with a lacrosse ball before your exercises. All right, second thing is, I call it the scarecrow in the garden. Nice light dumbbells, start out with 2 or 3 pounders. I got 5 pounders here. Kick those elbows up nice and high and very, very slow. Give me 15 slow repetitions. Really working hard. This is why I call it the scarecrow in the garden right here. You want to look in a mirror because if you don't, those elbows will fall. And when you look in a mirror, you can force those elbows up as the forearm and the dumbbell come down towards the floor. As you can imagine, that ball is turning uniquely in that socket joint. You might hear a little snap, crackle, pop. Nice and easy and slow. It'll be safe. That noise will go away eventually. Through the set, 15 repetitions, nice and slow, working hard and keeping that upper arm from your shoulder to your elbow parallel to the floor. I'll do 3 more. 1 and 2 and 3. And I want 2 sets of those. You can alternate the lacrosse ball massage technique and then do a set of the scarecrow rotational move just like that. Go back, do 1 more set of the lacrosse ball, adhesion and release technique, and then the final rotator cuff therapy move that I want to show you is we want to pin that elbow nice and tight to the side, and we want to rotate that arm just like this. Rubber band works really good, but you want to make sure that you have the tension back behind you. This isn't going to work if the tension is coming from over here. So you want to make sure that this rubber band or whatever tension you're using, cable machine, goes back behind you so there's constant, slow, steady tension on the rotator cuff. Keep that elbow pinned in 1 spot against the side. Again, 15 nice and slow repetitions. If that elbow comes away from the body, then you're coming out too far of a range of motion with that hand. I highly recommend that you utilize 2 sets of each of these techniques, these 3 therapy moves that I showed you before all upper body routines. It's a sensational program that will take the pain and the lack of range of motion out of your rotator cuff no matter what age you are. Be mindful of what you're doing that may have caused the rotator cuff pain or injury, rotator cuff tear. A lot of people go through their daily activities in vulnerable positions, maybe grabbing a seatbelt buckle up here or grabbing something back here. Just be mindful of where you might be irritating your rotator cuff at. A lot of people that are following me more than likely either irritated from throwing baseballs or footballs or something hard for years, and or the how much you bench mentality before you learned that it's more productive to lighten the weight up and slow the repetition speed down. So there you go. There's 3 of my favorite therapy type moves that I want you to utilize before every workout session that can absolutely help you repair that rotator cuff with no shots, surgeries, or drugs. Darren Steen, FatLossLifestyle.com.